Hello, it's me again, Gay Perks, here to give you some more fun. This time we're going to work on strength and balance, so it's not a long section, but it's one you can do with a band if you've got one, such as these resistance bands. Lovely things, just have to make sure they're safe, make sure there's no nicks in them, no holes, and the dog hasn't been biting them. So if you haven't got a band at home, you can use hand weights if you've got them. If you haven't got hand weights, you can resort to baked bean tins, or if all else fails, do it without the band, do it without any weights, and just go through the range of movement, because that was still going to help you with your strength. So we start with standing strength. So what I want you to do, if you've got the band, is to take hold of it with your palms facing upwards, the band over the top, and just hold on to it. So we're never going to wrap it around our hands. Standing tall, shoulders back and down. So this one, you're quite static, but you're going to work hard. Just hold the band. When you're ready, just move the feet gently for me, because I don't want it to cool down too quickly. And I want you to bring the elbows into the ribs and just pull the hands apart. So we're going to go out and in, and out and in. Now this is going to work all the muscles around your shoulders and the top of your arms. It's also really good for your posture. I do want you to keep your feet moving. So the movement is just bringing the hands apart from each other, and then they go back in. But your elbows are actually glued to your rib cage. So if you can, keep the elbows tucked in, keep the shoulders pulled down. So your chest is relaxed and wide, and your feet are just moving gently. You don't need to do too many of these to start to feel them in your muscles. But if you do them regularly, your muscles will definitely get stronger. We're just going to do a couple more of those. I'll put my teeth in. Last one, and relax. Good. So shake everything out. Now, same hand position, same foot position. So basically you're moving. You're just moving. You can step side to side. You can march on the spot. You can wiggle your bottom. You can do anything as long as some movement comes through the feet, pushing that blood back up to the heart. So holding your band again, this time slightly wider, not too wide. And what I want you to do, I'll show you from the side, it's much easier to explain that way, is you're going to hold the band, push it in front of you, pull it apart, and then draw it back towards your belly button, and then relax. So you go forward, out, back, relax. So this time the arms do come away from the body, but you need to make sure you get shoulders back and you're pulling through. Good. So it's forward, out, into the belly button, relax. We're going to go up, out, down and in. So you go up, out, down and in. So you need to think about the position these arms are going into. They come up, they go out, they pull down, then you relax. Don't go any higher than your shoulders. Good. So just one more. Up, out, down and in. Shake out those arms. Take your band now. Scrunch it up in your hands, not wrap it round. So if you have a look at the length of the band, it's wider than my body, it's wider than my shoulders. So just have it so you've got almost a triangle. What we're going to do with the band is we're going to bring it up. Shoulder or neck problems, it stays here. If you've got nothing wrong with your neck and shoulders, you can bring your arms up and you can bring them over. So from behind, you're going to pull down and out, down and out. Now, if you've got any problems at all with your shoulders and neck, instead of pulling the band down and behind you, you pull it in front of you. You just put it down and out in that position. Find a position that works for you. If you find you're doing it behind the head, you start to drop the head towards the floor, then you need to bring the hands in front again. Your head should be parallel. Chin to the floor as if you've got your chin on a shelf. So the movement is through the arms and the shoulders. So make sure with this one, this is probably the one you need to be most careful with, you only work in the position that works for you. So as you're doing this, chin stays on a shelf, shoulders relaxed, the tummy muscles are still working, you're breathing normally, never hold your breath. And you'll be surprised how quickly you get stronger doing this. So don't forget, you've got two positions. You've got behind the head, if the chin is parallel, or you've got in front of the head, coming down across the chest. So you work in the position that works for you. And you've probably had enough of those, but I'd try and do 8 16, up to 32 repetitions when you feel like it. Good, so shake out those arms. Just start easy, do 8. When you get a bit stronger, double it, triple it, whatever works for you. Once your muscles start to really feel a bit achy and tired, time to have a rest. And when you rest, you don't stand still, you use those arms, you move them, you stretch them, you just keep moving as much as you can. Right, so they're the ones in front of the body. So we've had hands coming out, elbows in. We've had hands coming out, up to chest, back to waist and in. And we've also had either behind the head, rowing back and down, or in front of the body. So this time we're going to take your band around your back and underneath your arms. You'll notice I'm still moving my legs because I want you to really keep your heart rate working. Keep your heart rate working effectively. So if you stand completely still while you're doing these, you're just going to cool down too quickly. So as I said before, you can do anything, you can wiggle, you can dance, but just keep those feet moving gently. So we've now got the band in your hands. The band I'm using today is quite a short one. So depending on the one you've got at home, make sure you feel that when your arm is extended and straight, you can feel the tension in the band. It's not so tight you can't straighten the arm, but it's not so loose that your arm's flopping around all over the place. So for me, this band is only just long enough. But what we're going to do is we're going to press it forwards, count to 3, 1, 2, 3, and release it gently back. So the movement is 1, 2, 3, and release. 1, 2, 3, and release. Good. Try and make sure you're doing it in a really good, strong position. If you find that's uncomfortable, you can do one arm at a time. So we'll do the one arm. So it's 1, 2, 3, release. 1, 2, 3, release. Completely up to you. You might start doing single arms, build up to both arms together. Also, if you've got any shoulder problems, you can adjust the position. So we're, instead of going forwards in a minute, our next set will be going a little bit higher, and that's when your position will change depending on your shoulder strength. But first of all, let's do 8 chest press. So it's 1, 2, 3, and relax. And again. Good. 1, 2, 3, and relax. Keep breathing normally. Sometimes if you talk it out and count, it goes much easier, goes much quicker, and you'll find that you're breathing normally because you've got to when you're counting. Lovely. So one more. 1, 2, 3, and relax. And you'll notice I can't count because we're going to do 2 more to make it 8. That's a sneaky trick in the class. Last one. 1, 2, 3, relax. Good. So just change your foot position. Keep them moving. Now this is the one where if you've got any shoulder problems, what you're going to do now is you're going to change the height. So if you've got nothing wrong with your shoulders, we're going to aim up towards the ceiling on an incline, as if you're taking off like an aeroplane. Now if you've got shoulder problems, you might end up with one arm up, one arm down, any position that works for you. So you need to make sure you can feel you're in the right position to work the muscles, but you're not straining them. So I'm going to take mine up as if I'm taking off on an aeroplane. So it's straight up and forwards and back down. You can do one arm at a time if you want to. So you can try the alternating arms first. That's good. But think about the position of the spine. The spine's long, your feet are moving gently, and the arms are doing all the work. So just keep it strong. Both arms together and down. And as I say, if you've got any shoulder problems, you can readjust where the arm goes. If both of your shoulders are a little bit dodgy, just keep the arms lower. Just try and take them above shoulder height if possible, because we are trying to strengthen the shoulders. So we're going to go singles now. So it's up and down, up and down. Try and push them up as far as they'll go for you. Breathe normally, keep those legs moving. Good. Up and down. You'll be pleased to hear we don't hold them above your head. Not very good for your blood pressure if you do that. So they're always going to be moving if they're going up from the shoulder height. But when you push them forward and back, you can hold them. So we're going to do that after the next one. We're going to hold them forward and count to 8. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hooray! Well done. So shake out your arms, take your band. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see my feet, but I want you to just look at what I'm doing with the band if you've got one. If you haven't got a band, you can either do this with, a weight in the hand. Take the band onto the floor, stand on it with both feet so it's not going to move. You've got one end then in the hand. Hold it like you're shaking hands with it. So your thumb, if you can see my thumb, your thumb is on top. Posture is really important for this one. We're going to work the bicep, which is a strong muscle anyway, but we're going to bring your thumb to your shoulder slowly up and back down. I'm going to show you from the side. So you're going to take yourself into that position where we're working the muscles at the front of the arm. So you bring the hand up and down. You're not moving your shoulders at all. You're trying to just move the elbow joint. Keep your wrists fixed for me. Think about your posture. Now we don't move your feet, obviously, while you're doing this one because you need to be stood on the band to anchor it to the floor. Just make sure you're safe. Again, if the band is too tight, you're not going to be able to move it. With these, you need to do at least 8. I'd prefer it if you did 16, but just play that one by ear. As you get stronger, you'll be doing 32. Keep that going. Really good, strong movement. Now we're going to go halfway and hold it. So we're halfway up. From here, we're going to go to the shoulder. Then we're going to go halfway down. So we're going up and halfway and stop. Up, halfway and stop. And again. Good. Up, halfway and stop. Keep your elbow tucked into your rib cage. So if you've got a very important piece of paper underneath it and you're keeping it tight. Last one, and then relax it down. Roll it round, give it a shake. Same position for the feet, they don't move. You're still anchoring your band, but your arm is going to pull behind you and up, bringing that thumb towards your armpit. So look forwards while you do it. You squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. Trying to work those muscles at the back of the arm. Keeping the shoulders relaxed though, so you're still able to control the movement and you're pulling it back and you're pulling it up. But each time you relax, your arm will be straight. Now we're going to do that a little bit slower. So we're going to go up, up and down and down. So slowly. So the good thing about these is you can play around with the speed. Don't go too quickly. But if you really want to work hard, the slower you go with the muscle movements, the harder you're going to work. So muscles like to be pulled. Just one more, slowly. Excellent. So I'm going to turn so you can see me again. So this time you're still in the same position with the feet. You're still anchoring the band. You've got your band tight, your tummy's in, your shoulders relaxed. We are going to bring the arm out for balance. The other arm is going to go up and slowly down. So we're not lifting it high. It's going to go about 3/4 of the way up with a straight elbow and a fixed wrist. I don't want you to take your arm up there because you'll end up just twisting. I want you to come 3/4 and down. Work the muscles at the side of the shoulder, lift and lower. And if it's easier, do the arms together. So you just lift and you lower. As you lift, try and pull the shoulder blades back and down. Think about the posture that's keeping you upright. Keep those muscles working really controlled. So you squeeze and you release. And you squeeze. Good. That's it. Go on. Squeeze. If you know me, you know I like to make silly noises. So you just do this whichever way works for you. As long as you feel like the muscles are working properly, there shouldn't be any pain. It should feel hard work, but no pain, no pinching. And relax the arm. Good. So shake out the arm. Change sides. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So anchor your band onto the floor with your feet. So you're standing on it with both feet. You've got the band in your hand again. You think about standing upright and it's thumb to shoulder and back down. So as I say, biceps are quite strong. So you can just get those moving. If it's so easy that the band is just flopping around, then you need to tighten your grip. But don't wrap the band around your hand. Just make sure you hold it further down. Okay, so if it's too loose, just hold the band further down. So you do your nice steady pace ones, then you're going to go up for 2 and down for 2, a little bit slower. And while you're standing here, just think about the muscles that are working. Just keep them strong. Don't hold your breath. It's nice if you've got some music in the background you can work with. This time we're going to go halfway and stop. Now, everything tucked in, thumb to shoulder and halfway down. So this one you are definitely moving the elbow joint, not the shoulder. So as you're doing it, you might find the band feels like it's going to pull your hand down. You need to really control the movement there. Keep that muscle working. Keep it strong. So with these, I'd do about 8 until you feel stronger. Then relax the arm down and then we're pulling behind you. So steady pace to start with. Elbow comes back. Thumb comes towards your armpit, not literally, but that movement of pulling back and up, as if you're doing a row behind you. That's good. So while this arm's working, try and keep your body quite still, just breathing normally, standing as tall as you can for me. Then we're going to slow that one down as well. So we're going to go up, up and down. So control the lift, control the lower. And as I say, if you do these regularly, you will definitely find that your muscle strength improves. And then when you've done your 8 of those, you can shake that arm out. I'm just going to turn side on again. So now I'm facing you. Arm comes out for balance. This arm, lift and lower. And I say, if you feel comfortable, you can do both arms together. One arm has got resistance because it's got the band in your hand. One is just moving freely in space. If you don't have a band, as I say, you can use hand weights if you've got no weights either. Baked bean tins, but not really very easy to hold. The other thing you can do is you can fill a water bottle. So a ½ litre water bottle, which is quite easy to hold. One of those in each hand is better than nothing. We can improvise. So just do a couple more for me. And then you come off that band, you relax. So we're now going to move the feet again. So one more strength before we go on to bands. Take your band, fold it in half for me. Then fold it in half again. And then in half again. So it's just literally a bit of a scrunchie. It's just a scrunched up band, if you can see that there. So all we're going to do is put my hands on it and twist and twist. So it's as if I've got a dishcloth and I'm just squeezing one way and squeezing the other. So I'm moving my wrists, I'm moving my elbows, I'm squeezing and I'm squeezing. So it's a big, strong movement to really strengthen those wrists, really important. And then shake out those arms. So I'm going to get rid of my band now. So we're going to work on balance. These exercises, it is really important you do them every day if you can. If you're making yourself a drink while the kettle's boiling, you can do them in the kitchen by the worktop. If you're a bit wobbly, it's ideally to do it by the worktop because you might need something to hold on. So first of all, I want you to stand on your right leg and you're going to take your left heel towards your bottom. That's all you're going to do. You're going to lengthen your spine, shoulders back. Now you can put your hands where it works for you, on your hips, on the worktop, or just by your side. So standing tall, the knees are parallel. The heel comes towards your bottom, but not too high. And you lift and you stay there. Now the best way to do this is to count to 20, nice and steady and nice and slowly. So we're just going to count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. Just march it through. And you'll notice I was talking for a little while before we even started counting. So actually, you're standing on that leg for 30 seconds. That's the ideal. So now we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Knees are parallel, nice long spine. If you've got a wobbly foot, one side more than the other, don't worry, you can hold on to something. What I want you to do though is lengthen and lift and stand tall. So that heel is behind you. If you find that really uncomfortable, you can bring your leg forward, because some people find they get cramp in the hamstring. So the position ideally is here, but you can bring the leg forward if you need to. It's the standing on the one leg that's really important, because we're trying to work on your standing balance. So let's count backwards from 20. Ready? 20, 19, 18, 17, wobbly leg, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. You might find your ankles feel wobbly, your leg feels shaky. That is completely normal. The more you do the balance exercises, the easier it gets. And that's not me saying that, that's research. So what we're going to do next, so we've done our one leg stand, is we're going to do our tandem stand. Now I don't think you're going to see my feet, so I'm going to try and move the camera just very slightly so you can see my feet, because it's very important that you do. So standing tall, can you see my feet? Yeah, there's my feet. We're going to stand with one foot in front of the other. You're going to take your weight forwards, you're going to take your weight backwards, and then you're going to find the point between those 2 points where you're balanced. So ideally, your body weight is hanging down the middle of both feet. You're then going to lengthen your spine, relax your shoulders, pull the tummy muscles in, hold onto your worktop if you want to. One hand, both hands, or no hands. So standing tall first, as if you are standing on that tightrope. Once you are comfortable with that, you can start to gently turn your head. That will affect your balance. If you find that easy, you can start to move the arms as well. And you can start to then, when you're ready, bend, reach, stretch, everything, still standing, tandem stand, so that your balance systems are working really hard. Now this one, it's really good one to practice at home, because if you do this regularly, you'll be so chuffed because you definitely get better and better at it. So we've been on that position for more than 30 seconds now. So what we then do is we swap over. Exactly the same. You've got the other foot in front, you take your weight forwards, take your weight back, find the point in the centre, shoulders relaxed. Now if you're at home and you're doing this in the kitchen, I suggest you put your hand on the worktop and you go for a little stroll, the length of your worktop down and back again. Still facing forward if you can, you don't need to look at your feet. So I haven't got a worktop here, obviously, but I'm going to put my hands on my hips, relax my shoulders. So I'm going to stand and then walk with one foot in front of the other, walking forwards. I'm going to disappear in a minute. And then walking backwards. So I'm walking heel to toe. Brilliant. The more you do that, the easier it gets. So that's fantastic. Well done. So for standing balance, you've got one leg stand. Make sure you do both legs. You've got tandem stand with one foot in front of the other. And again, make sure you do it both ways round. The other one that's really good for your balance is with your feet hip distance apart, slowly come up onto the toes and back down. Now again, if you want to, hold the back of a chair, hold the worktop, or just pop your hands on your hips, coming up and back down slowly. So we lift onto the balls of the feet and then slowly down. Try and keep your chin on your shelf, shoulders back and down. That's really good. So then if you feel comfortable, you can add the arms as you lift and back down. Just think about what you're working. You're working the muscles through the feet. You're also thinking about your balance. So as you go up onto your tiptoes, stay there. Relax your arms. You're standing on your toes. We're going to stay there 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you want to do. but more than 5 seconds. So you're standing tall on the tiptoes. Then when you're ready, you're going to tiptoe. Tiptoe through the tulips. No, please don't. Don't sing gay. But we're just tiptoeing forwards, backwards, anywhere you like, but you are on the toes. Then relax. Good. So now, the feet are flat on the floor. I want you to lift your toes off the ground. Woo! And you'll feel your body weight go backwards. So toes come up and they go down. Toes lift and they lower. You might want to hold on to something for this one till you get used to it. So your body weight shifts back. If you feel really wobbly, take a step, come back up. So get yourself in a safe position, toes up and down. Now toes up, keep them up, onto your heels. So now you can be a penguin. So we're on our heels. Come on, this is supposed to make you laugh. It's actually a really serious exercise. So we are just on our heels, walking around, getting stronger, improving your balance, and then put them flat. Perfect, well done. So we're going to stretch now at the end of this video, but you can do these stretches anytime. First stretch is across the shoulders. Take those arms away, dropping the head gently down. Just feel the stretch across the shoulders. You don't need to drop your head too low because we spend a lot of time looking at the floor. For the upper body stretches, up to 30 seconds is perfect. You don't need to go too long. From here, take your arms to the ceiling, lengthen through, open out the rib cage and really stretch up as high as you possibly can. So you're lifting up, really stretching through. Reach, 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 reach. If you know you've got problems with the neck or shoulders, you can take your arms a bit lower, but still trying to open here through the rib cage. From there, the arms come down. Place your hands behind your back, into the small of your back. Drop the shoulders back and down. So we're here, stretching across the chest. So your shoulder blades come back and drop down. You'll feel as if your chest is lifting and flying forwards, hopefully. So try and pull them back and down. Open the chest, stand nice and tall. Don't be tempted to push your spine away. Stay upright for me. So just elbows, shoulder blades, chest, stretch them away. You can hold that position, or you can also take hold of the hands and bring them further back and down, just to increase that stretch. So we're just stretching away, really tall, really squeezing back. Holding that 20 to 30 seconds and then relax. Just roll them around, get some nice mobility there. Just let them go. Now, this one is the calf stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one foot firmly on the floor, take the other leg back, pressing your heel to the ground. Check that your feet are facing forwards and they're not twisted. Your knees are not twisted. Your front knee is over your ankle, so it's stable. Your back heel, you're pushing towards the floor. So just put your hands gently onto your front thigh, lift your chest and push that back heel right into the ground. This stretch is really important and you do need to hold it for 30 seconds. So you can even come back to it and do it again and again. The calf stretch is important for you. Try and keep the strength work there, but if you're going to work the muscles, you need to then stretch them out. So holding this calf stretch, if you're comfortable, you just relax your arms and let them go. Just lift and lower. Just nice and gently. Just take your mind off your calf, really. So you're still pushing that back heel to the floor. Now from there, once you've done your 30 seconds, you lift your back heel and then you drop your back knee. So you're now in a position where your back heel is off the ground, your knees are both bent. You then tilt the pelvis underneath you, and what you should feel is a stretch here on this leg. So heel off the floor, both knees bent, pelvis tilt. Don't lean back with the upper body, just push the hip forwards and hold that stretch. If you're quite strong and flexible, you can also hold on to something, take hold of your heel, knees together, and it's the same muscles that we're stretching. So you're doing your quad stretch, which is that one there. If you find you're doing that and you're all over the place, hold on to something or do the easier version, which is tilt and stretch it away. So again, you hold that for 30 seconds. So we've done your calf on one leg, then you do exactly the same on the other side. So you hold that calf stretch for 30 seconds, then you do your heel lift, knee down, pelvic tilt, stretching the front of that leg, or you hold on to something and you do it in standing. So you do which one works for you with the quad stretch, but the calf stretch is always the same. If you're not very stable, hold on to the back of a chair, hold on to the kitchen worktop, but get that leg straight. The next stretch we're going to do, so you've done 2 legs, one each side, hopefully. You've done your calf stretch, you've done your quad stretch. We're now going to stretch the back of the leg, which is your hamstrings. So you just take one heel in front, you flex at the hips, so you stick your bottom out, but you keep your chest lifted and you keep that leg straight. So the leg is straight, we're stretching down the back of that thigh. Hold that position for me. Again, if you want to, just do it holding onto a chair, not a problem. Hold the stretch, that's the nice Smith Horton thing. When you're ready, flatten that foot, increase the stretch by taking your bottom away and slightly up. Don't drop, okay, you don't want to drop the spine, you want to keep the spine long, nice long spine, bottom pushes away. So lift the chest for me. Don't put the hands on the knees, put them on your thighs and make sure you feel safe and you feel secure, because the hamstring stretch is so important for your back. So these muscles cross over the back of the knee, back of the pelvis. You need to push that bottom away. And if this doesn't do anything at all for you, if you can't feel any stretching going on there, you might need to push your bottom further back. So you do that and hold it for 30 seconds. And then you slowly come up. And you do exactly the same on the other leg. Start with the toes up, bottom back, chest lifted. Don't collapse, okay? You're not a rag doll, you're a long spined, fantastic position person. Hold it there. Strengthening and strengthening the back of that leg. Because we want to stretch this really well, I'd hold the toes up and hold the stretch there for at least 20 seconds before you drop the toes, staying in the same position, pushing the bottom further back. So you're stretching back, you're lengthening that straight leg and just holding it there. So you can actually be in this position up to a minute, or just do the stretch a few times if you're not comfortable holding it that long. You've worked really well. I hope to see you again in classes soon. Please watch the videos. I'll try and put some more on as we go further into this second lockdown. And for now, stay safe, keep moving. Take a deep breath in for me. Breathe out, relax. Give